So, hi everyone, welcome if you're a hashtag oldie, nothing to do with age, just how long you've been around, and not just on YouTube, I might add. You may have followed me from other platforms because that's where I used to be the most active. So, and yeah, hashtag newbies, and that's self explanatory if you're new. So, don't usually do it like this, but again, I'm random as fuck if you're new. I swear a lot if you're new as well. If you don't like that, you probably won't like me and you're missing out because we're all pretty cool around here, not just me, everybody that gets involved. So, right. Hilarious. I'm just laughing. That'll be that Jupiter and Taurus hitting my Mercury and Taurus, that expanding the overconfidence there. But no, there's nothing wrong with confidence, but I'm just laughing at how I said that. Maybe there is something in it about overdoing it with stuff. That's absolutely hilarious. Yeah, it's the way that they tell me things, so just interesting. But that really was the truth. I'm pretty cool, you're pretty cool, we're all pretty cool around here. They're pulling me to laughter as well, so I think that was just to make somebody laugh. You need a good laugh. And again, I think this is to inform the new people around here. It is all about healing laughter around here. Like, see, I've said that for years, but what I keep being led to say is very much, and again, it's so annoying because the word empath really fucks me off, because it's like everyone, unless you're a sociopath, hopefully has some sort of empathy, 144, and the 144 of us have huge amounts of empathy. Do you know what I mean? So it's why I'm kind of like, oh, are you an empath? It's like, well, I'd fucking hope everybody was an empath. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, Hayoka empath. That is what I definitely am, because it is about humour and very much my sense of humour and triggering too, you know, Hayoka kind of energy can trigger people. But and again, it's like with my unique astrology, I do trigger people, but I trigger people to and even when I don't realise I'm doing it, because they're doing it through me, you see, but I trigger you to wake up. Even if you're already awake, like I'll trigger you to wake up even further about things, because that is interesting thing about what I'm guided to do. Like I'll meet people and especially in the twin flame journey, the amount of times I've came into contact with people that think that they knew what was going on, and then just because that is my unique purpose to help people with only on that journey, it's like, you know, I wake them up to something further that they weren't paying attention to, whether it's who the actual twin is, or about their purpose or something. So again, no idea why I'm saying that, so we'll just go with right. So, and I'm not on camera because I'm still in my jammies. I'm going to cut about doing my housework today because I quite like to do that. Not so well, sometimes on a Saturday if I wasn't really doing much. And again, it's not that every weekend I don't really do much. It's that I would say most weekends out of a month, I would like to not really have too many plans on a weekend. Do you know what I mean? It's just, it is my thing. But when it is like, when it feels like I want to socialise, and it just, I don't know, it's just all sort of the stars align. Like, for instance, I was out the other night there for my mum's birthday. I caught a really beautiful sunset as well, actually, so I'll post that. I might post it by now if you want to check the community tab. And speaking of the community tab, by the way, whenever you found this, whether it be in real time, like I'm recording this on Sunday the 28th of May, 2023, in case it's that far away, always look in the community tab, right? Because some of those channeled written posts, that obviously I just done them last week if you're watching it in real time, but even if you find this much later on, it's like I was being told this morning to keep reminding people of that, because I'm going to do those written posts when I feel guided to, and I might even make it like a certain day of the week, or like I even say like a couple of days a week. But if I'll start with just one day a week, again, I'm not too good to when I have a plan, because I'm so very divine feminine, go with the flow like that. I don't like to be boxed in to having to do something a certain day. But I have compromised there, because I do, if you're new, I do mediumship Mondays on a Monday, funnily enough. And I have stuck to that, apart from the odd time where I maybe haven't been feeling good or unwell or something. But really, actually, even when I've, I think there was really only a couple of times where I didn't do anything at all. I usually even just do a wee short one. But anyway, blah, 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 blah. So check the written picker piles. Oh, yes, especially because... Right, so anyway, that was just a side note. So I pulled 2 cards for me today. And I used to do that. Like, I used to, like, pull my own cards every day when I got up. I was in quite a habit of doing that for a while. And I don't know what made me stop. I think it's maybe just things like Christmas and all that coming up, you know, because I was doing it for ages, and then anyway, and then I haven't done it. I don't think I've done it this year. So anyway, blah 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 blah. I've done it for whatever reason. I done it today. I just pulled myself a card from the Wisdom of the Oracle, and I pulled poised, but in reverse. So basically what it was saying was another kind of message, like very divine feminine kind of message of it's not yet time. It's, you know, it said something like that, like, because upright, it's like you're poised and ready to take action, you know, fuck it, let's go kind of vibe. But this was like, you know, it's okay if you're not quite ready, and just shit like that, right? I was like, right, okay. And it was something about, you know, it's better not to do something than do it and then... Wait a minute, I need to read it because that's kind of... it kind of, you know what I mean? If you know me, it kind of clashes a little bit with what I actually definitely would say to other people with my... Well, just with me as Claire, but I suppose coming from the life coach kind of side of me. Right, I'll just read it, right? Because I'm intrigued if it... I'm going to shuffle in front of you, and I'm intrigued as if that comes out. And then, so once I'd pulled my own, I took that to be like, right, this is my divine feminine side. So then I pulled one for my divine masculine side within me. And then I pulled co-create, but upright. And what's led me to share this, because like I've said before, like I used to do my own cards every day, and like I said, I really haven't for ages, and something just guided me to do it, and then even if I do stuff for myself, it's not like I would always be guided to come and share it here, but when I'm guided to, I will. And that's kind of what's happened today. It's like what interested me out of all of those cards was that co-create one came out for divine masculine and upright, because when I done it last week or the week before, it's probably only last week, again it feels like ages ago, remember, it was only last week, I remember now, I pulled co-create for divine feminine in reverse. So and the way that I channeled it was like divine feminine doesn't feel like working together with not only divine masculine, like that was just that day that I was doing it, but with anyone, you know what I mean? It's kind of like I need to be myself. So, and I felt it very much was that kind of, because divine feminines have done enough, we do enough, whatever your gender is, it's like you're usually doing too much until you really get that about the twin flame journey, which is really coming through a lot more than it has done lately. And again, it's obviously that's going to have a lot to do with where I'm at. Well, not obviously, but that's the way that I'm seeing it. Yeah, when you finally do get that it's like, if you keep giving to yourself and overly giving to your twin energetically, or for those of you that applies to literally, like if they're in your physical everyday lives, it's just going to keep that, I want to go like that, it's going to keep this barrier, you know what I mean? Like, you know, like twins are like magnets, and you're either like that, you know, being magnetically drawn to each other, and you know that, but you know how magnets do that as well. It's like, it doesn't matter how much you try to go like that. And that's what I'm getting an image of. I'm wondering if I should shuffle those cards now, because there's a card about magnets. That's interesting. But anyway, it just interested me because it was like, now that the divine feminines, for those that resonate with that wave, are just doing that and not overly given energetically or wherever where you were before, something has allowed the masculine to move into the co-create and the upright, because the co-create, now I need to read the co-create, don't know. I don't need to read that. I'm just going to see what comes out. But again, for whatever reason, I mean, because it's self-explanatory. The co-create is about co-creating with spirit, universe, God, guides, whatever you want to call it. I was going to reach over and get my tea, but I think then I'd go in the shot and then it wouldn't work for that. So, what was I going to say? Yeah. There's just something here about divine masculine energies, regardless of your gender. Or like I say, it can go for if you're divine feminine, it can go for where you're guided to take action too. But just use your discernment with that, because yeah, use your discernment. It'll be different for different people, because sometimes the irony is the action that you have to take is no action. So that's how that, like for me personally today, it's like I can take action with things like, right, I'm going to get the housework done, like, but basically all the stuff that I'm going to do for myself today involves, it's self-love and self-care, because it's like, right, if I don't deal with the putting the dishes away and filling the dishwasher up and that, then that'll, you know, pile up and it'll make me feel like crap again. We've all been there. If you've got ADHD, which half my subscribers have, probably more than half, you know exactly what I mean. And thank God every day that I've actually got a dishwasher. Like, see, you know, I've told this story before, but for some reason they're making me say it again. I think they really do want me to give people a wee bit of a laugh today. Sorry, I wasn't sticking my fingers up at you there. And do you see how polite that was? I do always kind of observe and laugh at myself, 11:44, but I do swear like a trooper. But I'm just laughing at what Nathan said the other day, that, what did he say again? Claire, you really are an angel, a foul-mouthed angel or something like that. I can't remember, but I love it. So, something like that, and it just makes me laugh, because it's true. You know what I mean? I am that angelic vibration when you really, truly do know me properly. But yeah, I do say fuck a lot. Who cares? Do you know what I mean? I don't judge people that swear. Like I said, I probably like them, well not probably, I probably definitely like them a lot better as long as it's genuine. Because that's the fine line, eh? Like I said before, when people put it on, it's cringe. But it can even be cringe when it's genuine and you're doing it too much, because I cringe at myself. But okay, it is what it is. Who gives a fuck? Like I said, do you know what I mean? Who gives a fuck, really? Who cares? Right, okay, so I know that some people do care, and you might even be like, oh, I wish I didn't, Claire, but but oh look, that's quite good. You see, I'm going to do, by the way, now that I've found this angle, I'm going to do this quite a lot, because this, I mean, obviously the one in the office, you know, the camera looking down, is great too, for me, like when I can't be bothered. It's not so much like, oh, I can't be bothered being seen. Well, it is that. It's, like you said, you have to find what works for you in life. Now, obviously, I'm talking about being seen and all that kind of stuff, but this could go for anything. So just when I'm channeling, just take note of what makes sense to you, if anything, because I didn't say the usual at the start, everyone's healing. Yeah, I just go through phases where I don't mind being on camera and doing my thing. And like I said, I'm always on camera for the shorts, unless, I don't know, so I'm really guided to just do my hands. It's not often. I'm always on camera for the shorts, but it's this suits my soul, that it's like today, like I've literally just got up. I have washed my face, like, but it's like I've got my hair chucked up on top of my head, and my eyes are really, the hay fever's really, I haven't felt the pollen at all this year, and it's, you know, his famous last words, and yeah, but I was having a conversation with that with someone actually the other day, and then I thought, I bet you I'm going to start feeling it. And yesterday, like, my eyes were streaming. It was quite interesting, because I'm not even right. So again, this is going to have something to do with someone. Again, the randomness that's going to make sense to someone. I was crying quite a lot yesterday. So like, as in Saturday. And do you know what was triggering me to cry? It was actually that, because at one point I couldn't work out. I was like, am I upset about something? Or, because I mean, you know, in these times you live in, fucking take your pick. But like, you know, because I'm that, like I said, I am that empathic. I could I'm like my nana and that, like I could cry about the state of the world. But that doesn't usually get me to that point anymore, because that's how I used to be all the time. So it more for me, it normally feels like I'm tuning in to sometimes like someone directly linked to this channel, or a client, or quite a few of you. Or obviously sometimes it can be for myself. And it was a wee mixture of everything. But then I was like, wow, do you know what it is? It's the pollen was going for my eyes, which was then making my eyes stream. But then it was like triggering me to actually cry. If you know what I'm saying, it was quite interesting. And then today it's like, yeah, I don't feel upset at all, but I feel tired. And because I was falling in and out of sleep yesterday and that as well. And then today I feel a lot clearer, and I feel like I really want to get on with stuff, because yesterday I really didn't. Because that's fine. I mean, it was a Saturday, it was a weekend, everything. And it's still the weekend, but you know what I mean? Now I feel like I have got that. It's Virgo moon as I'm channeling this, so, you know, if you catch this sometime in the future, weirdly it might be a Virgo moon again, but, you know, whatever it is, it's like I'm channeling the energy of this in it today to get some shit done. You know, like I said, and Virgo's about decluttering, tidying up, cleaning and all that kind of stuff, organising, and I really just want to kind of organise stuff for the week ahead and do my housework and that, because I know that that's what will make it feel better. But it's I feel they're just sort of getting at, it's like, because I allowed myself to just rest and be really in my feminine, and ignore any kind of ego being like, oh, you should be doing more, or get up and do this, or blah, 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 blah. And I'm quite good with that anyway. Like I said, sometimes it's other way with me, like, you know, I really have to actually tell myself to do something. Now I've got the energy to do it. So there's something about, because I just surrendered totally to my feminine. And I was, like I said, most of the day, pretty much all of the day, I would say all of the day, I was in my bed watching films. And that was what I needed, and that was perfect. And now that I'm piecing it together, I think this is actually the hay fever season taking a hold of me. So fucking brilliant, because my eyes are quite itchy today. Anyway, so I'm going to get on with that. What if you have hay fever? What always helps me every year, but usually when I've started, and they like long before now, is when I juice, and particularly when I juice the celery, or when I mix the, you know, celery, lemons, apples, carrots, all that kind of stuff. So if you can be bothered, I know it can be a bit annoying to get involved with all of that. It does work. And so I, for my food shop, will be making sure that I get involved with that. But anyway, blah, blah, blah. I just want to see, this was not meant to be this long. I just want to see. So if there's just the bigger message in that is, allow whatever stuck emotions are in you, and you're not allowing it out. Like, you're not allowing yourself to cry or to talk about it, or however you process your emotions, like, let it out. And the next day you can feel a lot clearer, and then you can take action with things, you know. It just depends what's going on in your life, but that's definitely how I'm feeling today. And I felt they wanted me to talk about it. Right, okay, so I really do like this angle. Right. Just because when I've tried to do this with phone before, it's like, it has all the clutter in the background, it just kind of, I don't know, just it didn't feel right, but this, I like this. Right, so give us a card. Now, like I said, I pulled Poised in reverse for my feminine, and I pulled Co-create upright for my masculine energy. So, what have we got for the collective of feminines? Tuning into this, whoever it's meant to resonate with, and then I'll read all the bits from the book. Keep it simple, unless I'm guided to other cards, but I just kind of want to get on with my housework after this. What have we got for the feminine energy? I'm gonna let one fall, or this one's stuck to my hand. Oh, that's interesting. So that looks like Go the Distance in reverse. So we'll read that, and then, because we'll see if another card comes out. You know, the same cards come out for the masculine. So we've got Round and Round on the bottom, and that always, every time I see it, reminds me of that Rihanna song, round and around and around and around we go, tell me, you know what I mean? Not really sure how to do it. Right, so every time I think of that song, round and round and round. It feels very twin flame journey. Unless you're new to it, obviously. Unless you're new to the twin flame journey, I would say. Like, but it's the cycles. But also, if you listen to the words of that song, which I haven't in a long time, but it always feels like pretty karmic, because it's like she's in the bath and she's just completely done, and it's almost like she's acknowledging and got awareness that something keeps pulling me back to this person, but actually it's toxic as fuck. That's getting to, so that is the weird thing about that song. But like I've said before, I bring the light and the dark, you know, the shadow and the light warrior work. With twin flames, it can be very, you're going round in toxic cycles as well. And especially if, like, that ties in with what I said about the feminine energy, like, especially if you are, I was about to say, not recognising that you're overly giving off your energy to your masculine. And if you're in a position like me, like helping other twins, to them as well, because I can see how it fits for all of it with me, then yeah, it's, you know, it might seem a bit harsh to call it a toxic cycle, but it actually is. Like, if you are so given that it's tipping the scales for yourself, then, you know, you have to keep constantly addressing that, and it can sneak up on you. I was going to say, it can sneak up on you in sneaky ways, because it has done with me. But like I said, it feels like, it really does feel like at last I have reached a place with that I'm happy with, boundaries wise. So I just looked at the card that said world energy, like your energy's been affected by the world energy. And then look at everything I just channeled about with me feeling, I suppose what I'm sharing is there was just this sadness. I felt like a real fucking sadness, yes, yeah. Right, okay, so, which I wasn't too happy with when it's Leo Moon. I know, but it actually already went into Virgo Moon, yes. Anyway, well, why have I picked these up? Stand by your commitments, Pink Lily. Okay, so like I always say, when I get pulled to the word lily, it feels significant to someone out there, because it comes up all the time. You're strong enough, and the way that I just see it is, I know that does make sense to a few people out there with loved ones of spirit, so it could just be the same people, or it's someone that hasn't claimed this lily. You're strong enough to keep the promise that you've made. Don't back out now, your angels believe in you. So I always just trust that whoever that's for gets the message, and it might be someone that's a bit shyer or doesn't want to be acknowledged. So yeah, you're strong enough to keep the promise that you've made. Don't back out now. Your angels believe in you. Stand by your commitment. And I feel and you're a wise soul. Your soul carries ancient wisdom. Please embrace it, as you have the knowledge to help and heal those around you. Again, I just feel that is like, you know, Lily is somebody's guide. Always feels like a grandmother in spirit, like, and the commitment feels like the spiritual journey of being a twin flame. Yeah, and then we've got, look at this, and I get that instantly. That's about balance, work, rest and play. Yellow rose about friendship, but I feel it's about the Six of Pentacles, balance, and the reciprocal, the reciprocal nature of a friendship, first and foremost. That is what the collective of divine masculines, divine feminines are learning. Like, basically, you cannot be in a balanced, healthy relationship with your twin flame, because remember, this is what I specialise in, so I'm keeping it to twin flames, until you've got that friendship. You know what I mean? Because if you try to, it's like, it is just, I'm going to say it in my own words, like, if you have not got that balance of being your own best friend, which, by the way, that is really how, when I started with all my work in public, and long before having this as a business, that's how I would speak to everyone around me, my friends, and any kind of learning thing that I was in, because I was always fucking learning something, studying wise, you know what I mean? I was always going on about, you have to be your own best friend, like, before anyone else's, and that is the strongest thing about the twin flame journey, but it's the hardest thing to do, but it is the biggest thing. Because the more you are truly just your own best friend and putting your own needs first, and you're getting that it's like, yeah, we all know how much you love and adore your twin flame. All of us that are a twin flame, we know, because we all feel like that about our twin flame. And they feel like that about you. But what's different about it is, again, I don't like these labels, but it's the way to describe it. The runner twin and the chaser twin, or the spiritual twin and the matrix twin, have very different, it translates different, do you know what I mean? And it is to do with a lot. I'm just going to put that. But anyway, yeah, this Go the Distance card, I did get drawn to that when I was shuffling for myself earlier, so that's interesting. In fact, I think I literally did. I think it must have been on the back of the deck, or yeah, I would go so far as to say I did actually pull that for myself too, but I didn't bother to read it because I'm sure it was on the back. So, but I didn't say that. But right, so it's important for you to have fun along with fulfilling your responsibilities. So, but again, the yellow rose to me is about friendship. So I really do feel there is something. When I say I really do feel, that's when they really want to stress that part of the message is really important, like even truer than the rest, you know. So it doesn't make sense, but I know what it means. Right, okay, so 47 for the divine, and of course 47, somebody could be 47, or it could be the number 7. That makes sense here, right? So, but there's something about the round and round on the back there as well. There's something about whatever this goes, the distance is going to say. There's something about, because the key words for this is endurance, strength, and the long haul. But it's, wow, that's pretty crazy actually. It's like you've needed all your strength and endurance for this twin flame journey. So again, I really do feel I am talking to those of you that have been on this journey a very long time, opposed to people that are kind of newer to the journey, or yeah. So anyway, you can decide if you're that one or not. But because it's like, yeah, the divine feminines, it's like go the distance in reverse. So it's almost like, you know, it just keeps making me laugh. It's just, you know, it's like co-create, but in reverse. No, I'm not wanting to co-create because I'm not getting anything back, or it doesn't feel like I am. And I'm just channeling this energy like this just now, right? And then I can't go the distance anymore because I'm knackered. That's kind of like the energy that I'm getting. And I don't want to do this anymore. It's just going round and round and round. I'm putting all this energy in and I'm not seeing any results for it. So again, I can have my moments like that a little bit, but because I've been on this journey such a long time, I know that you can just have your moments where you feel like you want to throw the towel in. And like I say, I just laugh. You can't. I'm going to keep saying that until people understand that. You can't throw the towel in. You can't move on. The divine feminine can't. You can if you want. Like, you can go and try and get in other things than that. Let me know how it goes. I don't think you're gonna be able to go very far, put it that way. Right, so I'm going to read the protection message. Do you feel as if you've been wandering in the desert now for ages and ages? I mean, do we get it? Ages and ages and round and nothing is happening. When you conjure up the image of a desert, you picture parched lips, sunburned skin and mirages. But there is more to it than that. Amid the hot sands are creatures with resilient spirits, tough skins, and the willingness to burrow deep underground for water that they may survive. This is a time of developing survival skills and resilience. You're learning to conserve your energy, and in this temporary time of austerity, it's wise to be selective about where you expend your energy. Wow, that really does tie in everything I was saying there about basically sharing that, yeah, I've went through that of completely overgiving energetically on the twin flame journey, and completely overgiving energetically of anyone around me actually. Listen to the call of your soul, because it'll never lead you astray. This is an important time for letting go of what's not important. I feel like I want to, let's get this deck and clarify. It's just, again, I know I keep saying this word all the time, but it's because it's relevant. It feels like detachment. It really does. The loving woman, right? I love it. I get it. Again, it's something, the way the channeling comes through, it's kind of unusual. And again, even like, because the way I was channeling that, actually, I feel like I do have to say that isn't exactly how I feel. Because some of it felt quite harsh, but I can have my moments where, yeah, I can see where that's going. So it's just, I'm putting that out for people. The loving woman, that feels like divine feminine. It's like divine feminine is like, you know, do you know what? I'm just going to chill. I'm just going to be, the dogs are about unconditional love and loyalty. I'm just going to be loyal and have unconditional love to myself. Because this has been going round and round and round for years, decades for some, centuries, lifetimes. You get it? And yeah, it's like I'm pausing for now. Actually, so you see how that wasn't my cards, but it does, the energy is the same. Because mine was poised, but it's like don't, yeah, just don't do anything right now. Oh, again, it is like divine feminine's receptive and divine masculines are the one that need to take action. And like I always say, it's not always necessarily a masculine needs to take action towards their feminine, although that is obviously what is going on for many people because we're in a time of unions, Gemini season being about twin energy. There's another one of them, remember I said that when I'm sitting in my living room, remember I said one of the things that really triggers the fuck out of me is when people let their little tiny tots cross the road before them. Why the fucking hell would you do it? Sorry, it's just that is honestly something that really, and yes I am judging on that one, I am. You've been blessed enough to have a precious little soul. Fucking hold their hand and walk across at the same time. Or you go first. I mean, fucking... Anyway. You go first, make sure it's safe, and then, you know what I mean? Really, you should be holding their fucking hand. And it was, I'm not kidding, that kid's tiny. Wasn't quite as bad as what I see. They're getting in the car now anyway, they're safe anyway. There's going to be something in that. Think about it. Whether that was me getting angry for your inner child, or I'm channeling somebody's... But there's something in that. I don't know what it's got to do anyway, but right. Right, I'm not going to shuffle them again. Decrease, yeah, look. Decrease conflict. These are not good energies, and that, because that just bothers me. Fear. True love in reverse. I think that's, see how that was so strange, because it seems unrelated, but it isn't. It's like some people have been around. Oh, God. Wow, that's fucking mind-blowing. I use the example of Matilda when it pops up, and guess what, I actually literally did watch Matilda yesterday because I found it on the telly, and so it's really fresh in my mind, you know, how horrible they are in that film. And I'm not saying, like, you know, they were just using whatever's in my eye line to get that to come through there, but yeah, it's like having people around you that haven't cared as much as what they should, even if it comes from, yeah, something like that, right? Okay, so where's the masculine? I'm just sort of thinking about, you know, because it's like I've channeled this before, but remember, it's like when it comes to the end and she doesn't want to go with them, and she's like, I've had the adoption papers in your bag since I was 2 or something, like something crazy like that, or 4 or whatever, and they just sign the papers and fucking don't look back. And it's pure attachment, that's what it is. It's people that it's caregivers that haven't cared. And that's basically, if you think about it, this is kind of fascinating the way it's coming through. 33 minutes, divine masculine energy, and we're on divine masculine now. It's, and that's what I'm getting at when I see folk like that out my window. Letting their tiny little baby, not even a toddler, like cross the road. Because they're like, oh, you know, it's not a busy road, which, by the way, I'm not exactly tell you exactly where I live, but it's like that is a busy road. It depends which way you would look at it. It's not like, oh, like in busy times or something, like there cars can come out of nowhere up there. So I don't care if it's a quiet road. Why in the fuck would you do that? So anyway. We're all God's children, and literal children are very, you know, we're all special, we're all God's children, and little children are very, very special, and that annoys me. Right. Okay, Divine Masculine's card to go the distance in reverse, which is basically, whatever I said, because I can't fucking remember. I might need to remind myself again. What have we got for Divine Masculine Collective? One will either get stuck to my hand or it'll jump out. Please just make it one, because it's already longer than I wanted it to be. But see, it's already longer than I wanted it to be. And look, isn't it interesting that the Round and Round card is kind of what it looks like she's used for the back of the card, which feels important. Oh. Right, just trust me, this is the one that fell. Of course it is. Loyal Heart. They've all, by the way, look at this. This is... Oh, okay, we're going to read this one too, because look. Happy, happy. They all fell the right way. And come to the... Right, something's going on. Come to the edge. This one came out the other day on the live. Okay, we actually are going to read them all, because we've got similar cards that popped out the other day. They're all upright and they're all very good. So without reading the book yet, I can tell you that this particular Divine Masculine... Wait a minute, this feels like quite an exciting energy that I'm channeling and feeling into, because the Divine Feminine has Go the Distance, which is Go the Distance is about, look, TikTok, and it's got something to do with divine timing, but also got something to do with feeling the pressure of literal time. Fork in the road, a change in the wind. There's going to be a change in the wind. Someone came to a fork in the road. They felt like they were having to go by the book. Been feeling out in the cold. 5 of Pentacles. Really sense of loss. I'm just don't make me do the reading by the book. Right, let me find the... I need to find Go the Distance again so I can sort of measure this. Measure is a weird word to use. 176, right. Enduring strength in the long haul, but it was in reverse. Do you feel as if you've been wandering in the desert now for ages and ages, nothing's happening? So that obviously is the Divine Feminines that feel like they've been pouring all their energy into this and nothing's happening. Which isn't the truth, Divine Feminines, if that's how you feel. 37 minutes, because your Divine Masculines are actually... Well, for those of you that is the majority of my audience, it says it's ages 35 to 45 or something like that. Either you or your twin flame actually are, if they're not already following their North Node, which can even look like they're not, because it's like they could be in the tower moments of it before they're guided to follow their destiny, because that's what your North Node's about. Everyone is the way that I see it. Because the North Node is in Taurus, and Taurus is about valuing yourself. We're all being guided to value yourself. But you see, for the Divine Feminines, it's you're being guided to value yourself more than ever. Because especially if you've been round and round and round in a loop of constantly giving, overly given energetically to your twin flame, because it's without you realising, like you may have been doing that thinking that you're helping them. And it's not that you're hindering them, but it's like, if you were doing that with a literal friend, which I'm sure we've all done at some point in our lives, everyone tuning into this will have done that, or you still do it. You're not allowing the person to make their own decisions and mistakes and, regrets, and it's so it's like, just loosen the reins. And like I said, if you're in a position of literally being in their life, even more so, like, are you always the person that picks up the pieces? And again, I don't know who I'm talking to this, but I mean, that could even go like, there must be someone in a situation where it's like your twin flame's physically in your life, and you might be, I bet it is that, because I caught something like that when I woke up when I was half asleep, and I clicked off because it didn't, it just wasn't resonating for me, because it's not my situation. But it's like, your twin flame might be like a friend in your life, and they're in love, like, so say it's you, like, you're in love with your twin flame, but you're always listening to how they're heartbroken over this person, that person, blah, 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 kind of thing. So maybe that's a unique situation where you've got a connection with someone, but you haven't actually spoken about it. Which, again, that is all twin flames. But that one feels unique in the way of, somebody might be absolutely game-facing you that they don't feel like that about you from fear, when they actually do. Oh, for fuck's sake, I don't know what, like, why have we've picked up on somebody's specific thing, so I now just need to, because I need to get back to this before I forget again. Why are we talking about that for someone? Spiritual there's that card again. Spiritual connection, faith, God, deeper meaning, spirit guides, angels protecting your relationship, spiritual awakening. But someone in that friendship thing, whatever I'm channeling here, is having a spiritual awakening. And whoever it was that I feel they've actually kind of outright said, which I do feel, I know because again I heal twin flames, that happens on the twin flame journey, where you could, if you corner your twin flame and they're absolutely nowhere near ready to talk about this connection, and they might still be very confused and not get it, to be honest, especially if it's someone that hasn't come across these twin flame videos. And remember, I say it all the time because it's true, there's a lot of people that are sharing about the twin flame journey that they're actually specifically there to knock you off the path. So yeah, if you're ever listening to somebody talking about twin flame and something doesn't quite feel right, or you feel it in your body, and you know, you just, yeah, trust that, you know, because sometimes it can take you a bit of a while to work out that it's like, wait a minute, this does not add up to what my experience is, or what other people that talk about this trust about that feels right to you. So just, what else do you need to know about that, and then we can move on to the collective